Within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, their brain has already cataloged you. They've subconsciously built a complete psychological profile, deciding on the spot whether you are a leader, a follower, or a threat. We are often taught that keeping your head down, working hard, and being polite is the reliable formula for earning respect. But in practice, fading into the background usually just makes you easy to ignore. To understand why, we have to look at how humans are wired. This diagram highlights the amygdala, the brain's baseline threat and status detector. Every micro-behavior you exhibit sends a frequency straight to this center, a process psychologists call social signaling. If your signal is erratic or weak, people naturally tune you out. Historical strategists understood this biological shortcut. They actively manipulated these signals to dictate the temperature of a room, securing authority without having to raise their voices. These 7 behaviors disrupt the brain's automatic profiling by feeding it data that contradicts a submissive or invisible role. This shift in signaling forces the observer to pause and recalibrate their initial assessment of your value. Human nature does not reward compliance, it rewards unshakable presence. Let's look at the first behavior, the strategic pause. In behavioral psychology, the person who rushes to fill an awkward silence is statistically perceived as the subordinate in the dynamic. Consider a 1972 meeting between corporate leaders negotiating a massive tech acquisition. When presented with a lowball offer, the lead negotiator didn't argue. He simply stared and remained silent for 24 seconds. The opposing side cracked under the psychological pressure and raised their own offer before he ever said a word. Behavior number 2 is low reactivity. When someone passive-aggressively insults you, your primal brain demands a fight or flight response. But when you match their anger, you validate their attack and hand over your power. Instead, try this actionable alternative. If you are interrupted in a meeting, pause. Look directly at the interrupter, let a beat pass, and say, "I'll finish my point, then you can have the floor." Behavior number 3 is an unhurried cadence. A panicked person moves erratically. They blink quickly and turn sharply at every sound. A person in control moves with deliberate, slow intention. This concept of temporal control is exactly how leaders in antiquity projected authority through their physical stillness. By slowing your cadence and refusing to react emotionally, you subconsciously teach everyone around you that you set the pace of the environment. Our brains naturally assign less value to resources that are constantly and easily accessible. When you are always the first to respond or the one consistently waiting on others, your presence loses its perceived weight. Selective availability, behavior number 4, reestablishes that weight by treating your time as a finite asset. If you answer every message instantly and agree to every last-minute request, you are no longer highly valued. You are simply factored in as a constant. Your presence should be earned, not assumed. Behavior number 5 requires high-stakes eye contact. Most people can hold a gaze during casual banter. It takes intense self-possession to hold that same gaze during a difficult truth or open conflict. Psychological studies out of Oxford confirm that breaking eye contact downwards during a disagreement is a biological signal of internal guilt or submission. So the next time you deliver a hard truth, focus strictly on the bridge of the other person's nose. Do not look away first. Behavior number 6 is unqualified speech. Watch how often phrases like "I just think" or "sorry but" slip into your vocabulary. These are preemptive apologies for taking up space. When you filter your availability, hold your visual ground, and strip the verbal fluff, you force others to evaluate your ideas on their actual merit, rather than on your insecurities. This brings us to the 7th and final behavior, ultimate walkaway power. If you are secretly terrified of losing someone's approval, people will sense that desperation, rendering the other behaviors ineffective. A true boundary is simple. When a line of disrespect is crossed, you don't argue, beg, or explain. You simply turn your back and exit their ecosystem. Authority flourishes in the space between your actions and your internal standards. It is a quiet, unshakable alignment that makes loud declarations or attempts at intimidation unnecessary. This behavioral shift causes a recalibration in those around you. They begin to weigh their words more carefully, responding to a level of self-respect that is no longer up for negotiation. Stop demanding respect from the people around you and start embodying the behaviors that make it inevitable. Leave a comment below with the one specific behavior you commit to practicing this week. And if you're ready to build your mind and own the room, hit subscribe. We'll see you in the next chapter.